Things I wish I knew before I began meditating. Number one, you have to understand your shadow self. One thing about your shadow self is you have to face it. You can't bury it. You can't deny it. It's just a part of who you are. And when you understand that, it will be so much easier for you to face these shadows as they resurface. For those of you wondering what your shadow self is, it's the hidden unconscious part of your personality that you deem unacceptable or dark. It's emotions like jealousy, anger, and it's stuff that we tend to try and tuck away because our representative, our conscious self, our face value self wants to pretend that we don't have these certain traits and characteristics about ourselves. When you learn to face those parts of you, meditation will become a lot easier. It's almost impossible to want to learn how to meditate if you are not facing that shadow. Number two, you want to be sure that you find a space where you can set the mood. You can reserve a corner of your home, maybe in the living room, or have a completely separate room for it, or an area in your bedroom. And you want to be sure you set the tone, right? You want to make sure it smells good, it's clean, it's decluttered. If you want to light a little candle and make it a little romantic, you could do that. But definitely be sure to set the mood because, again, we talked about this already, right? Your environment can contribute to how clear your mind is able to get. So make sure that whatever space you choose, that you um, are in that space not feeling as if it's too cluttered or you can't breathe or you're suffocated. Set the mood, baby. Things I wish I knew. Number three. Now, when it comes to that space that you pick, right, you want to be sure that you are protecting your energy and protecting yourself in that space. So, you have to understand, right, that when you're meditating, you're going to put yourself in a receptive mode, and that receptive mode can leave you vulnerable and open to dark things. I'm about to stop being around bush. It can leave you open to some dark stuff. So if you're putting yourself in this vulnerable state and you're not cleansing the space, cleansing the area, speaking life and positive affirmations over yourself and over the space that you're choosing to meditate in before you begin, you may experience some dark things because you didn't make sure that all the nonsense was out of the area before you got decided to lay down or sit up, however you want to meditate. Before you decided to put yourself in that receptive mode, ask yourself, did I cleanse the space? Did I cleanse the area? Another thing is you want to keep up with your spiritual hygiene. So you want to make sure that before you're meditating, you are making it clear that you are connecting to Source, the Creator, God, the Most High, and nothing else is allowed in that space, and nothing else is allowed in that area. You got some people who do like holy oil and they do the Sage or the Palo Santo. I don't do none of that stuff. I just command and declare that this space be safe for me to do this. And the only energy allowed in this space is that of God, the Most High. Make that very, very, very clear. Because again, I've had some experiences. I got some stories. And child, like I said, if y'all want me to get into that stuff, I can. We can take it there if you want to take it there. Leave some comments. Leave some comments and we can go about that however y'all see fit. Whether y'all want to make a separate video or I just go live and we vibe out one night, y'all let me know. Things I wish I knew before I began meditating. Part four is you want to set a clear intention. You want to give yourself a why. Whether that is my intention is to relax, whether that is my intention is to find an answer. Y'all remember one time I couldn't find my social security card and I meditated on that and I not woke up, but I got up from my meditation and went straight to a closet that I kept walking past. I didn't even check the closet. Went straight to a closet, found a bag, with all my little paperwork and stuff in it. So you want to set whatever intention you have. It better be a good one. It better be a divine one. It better be high vibe. Use your powers for good, not evil. And when you set that intention, allow yourself to bask and relax in that because I feel like when I wasn't setting an intention, I was just getting all of these just messages bombarding me. And it's like just a cluster of a bunch of stuff coming from everywhere and out of nowhere. And it's like some of this stuff is useful, some of this stuff is not. So get in the habit of saying why you want to, have this meditation today, because you'll get to a point where if you not set an intention, that you'll feel like it's just simply not working. Like this isn't doing me no help. Like if the purpose of this is to gain mental clarity and you're not clear on your intention going into it. So as a result, you have all these things bombarding you. You're not gaining the clarity. You know what I'm saying? So again, set an intention. That is very important. Number 5, things I wish I knew before I began meditating is find your sound. When I first started meditating, I used to like white noise, so I would look up something on YouTube like I don't know, what was it, like air conditioning running, or just some sort of static. Um, then further along my journey, I started to listen to actual frequencies and hertz, because one thing about sound is it deeply, deeply affects us. That's another episode we can get into if y'all want to. But again, we're 70% water at least, right? So imagine if you lay water out on a tray and you play a certain sound, that water will take on a certain shape. And then if you play a different sound, that water will take on a different shape. You want to choose a sound that resonates with how you feel in your body. Um, and if y'all want, I can make you guys a playlist of some safe sounds, and that could help you all, you can thumb through those and pick a sound. But you just want to make sure it's something that won't distract you or something that won't freak you out. Because there are sounds that will be calm and cool and collective, and the next thing you know, there's a drum or a chime hitting out of nowhere, and that stuff be tearing my nervous system up. So I like to listen to things that are smooth and easygoing, but you do have the people who like the chimes and who like the drums. So again, just find a sound that works for you. But I will say white noise is one of the easiest sounds to start with. You can even go into guided meditations. If you guys want me to start recording guided meditations, I can do that as well. I can put on my XXX operator voice for y'all. I'm kidding. But no, for real. We can start doing guided meditations. I can add that to a playlist as well if that's what y'all want. But yeah, find a sound. Number 6, you want to set a timer. When you're first beginning to meditate, you do not have to like sit there like a monk with your arms and your legs crossed saying for 45 minutes to 2 hours to 3 days. Like you ain't gotta do all of that. When I first started, I would set a timer for 5 minutes and I would meditate for 5 minutes. And I would do that maybe a couple times a week. And then it got to a point where I would do 5 minutes every day. Once the time that you're doing starts to feel too short, add a little more time. I feel like I'm at a point where, because it does fluctuate, I'm at a point where some days I can meditate for 15 minutes, other days I can meditate for 45 minutes to an hour. It just depends on your mood and where you at mentally. But again, the thing with 15 minutes versus 45 minutes versus 5 minutes is about building that meditative muscle. So someone who's a beginner may not find 15 minutes as easy as 45 minutes, right? I'm at a point where I find whatever time frame just as easy as, a lower time frame. So definitely set a timer, because sometimes too, you can have an experience where the meditation goes on longer than you expected because it's a whole lot of messages coming through, and sometimes you need to snap yourself out of it. So yeah, set you a timer, babe, so you don't get trapped in the 5D. I don't know, set a timer. And lastly, the most important thing about what I wish I knew before meditating is you don't have to have too high of an expectation. Okay? It's okay. When you set your intention, just 1, 2, 3, release them. Because you don't want to be so hell bent on your intention being satisfied that you're not enjoying the actual meditation. One thing I've learned about meditating is it will always give you what you need. So if you fall asleep during the meditation, that's fine. That's what you needed. If your intention isn't met during the meditation, that's fine. You probably don't need that information right now. So you definitely want to set your intention and let it go. Because another thing is you may think, oh, I set this intention and nothing is happening. My mind is wandering, or All of that's fine. Your mind is going to wander. That doesn't mean you lost your intention or you won't get what you want out of your meditation. And you're also going to have, again, parts of your shadow come up that you may need to face. And you want to be sure that when certain things come up that have nothing to do with your intention, that is your body or your mind's way of cleaning stuff out. It's almost like meditating is like a garbage disposal for your mentality. So if you're meditating and you set this intention and you feel like you're getting a whole bunch of stuff other than that, those are just those things coming up to the surface so that they can be released and make room for the answer of your intention. Now, I do not have a wellness tip today because my biggest wellness tip to you guys, gals, they, thems, is to head over to my website and download my meditation one-on-one book. It gives you all the necessary steps and tools that you need to learn the most basic form of meditation, which is literally sitting down, laying back, or relaxing with your eyes closed with a nice sound on. And it gives you all the necessary tools you need to have a successful meditation, and how to build that meditative muscle so that you can gain that mental clarity and see straight through all the bullshit. So that concludes this episode of It's Shante. I hope to see you all next time. Bye.